into a trap. As any fan of college football knows, when you go on the road, you never know what you might run into. Fighting Tigers, Baton Rouge, and Tiger Stadium. As we'll see the number 8 team in the again, Jesse Palmer with me. Guys, it's time to get it going. Things to do in all of college football is win on the road. When you're a ranked team going into a hostile environment, these fans are ready to knock them off course. Welcome everyone to the home of the LSU Fighting Tigers, Baton Rouge and Tiger Stadium. As we'll see the number 8 team in the country, the Oklahoma Sooners, taking on another SEC rival, the LSU Tigers. EA Sports College Football, I'm Reese Davis, joined here in the booth by a couple of legends, and yes, we do use that term loosely. David Pollock from the University of Georgia and former Gator Jesse Palmer. Guys, let's get down to the field. Inside his own 15, let's see how far he can get. And he'll be brought down after a solid effort on that return. This place is roaring, and it's going to be so hard to operate under these conditions. Off from the gun, finding open areas. Really good job by everybody there. Well blocked, good run, and a first down. A great Oklahoma running attack will bring a tear to the Boomer Sooner Nation eye, thinking of guys like Billy Sims.
And where it all started was always the ground game and the toughness, and you never question that. In Oklahoma, they got to get to that. They got to be.
Oh, he's got some space. 30. Running inside the 20. Touchdown, Oklahoma! And once he got away from the D, they had no shot at catching him.
Yeah, these offensive coordinators tell you they want to start fast and they want to establish the run game. That is exactly what you did. First drive, you hand the football off, making the big explosive run, setting the tone for this football.
And he's got the extra point, and it's 7-0 to start this one. That drive took no time at all. Couple of plays and finished it with the long run for the touchdown. Kickoff unit on the field, and this defense will be called on to protect this lead. He'll bring it out. It's Anderson. I know he thinks he can house every return, but sometimes you just have to take a knee as he stopped at the 14. Wideouts, no backs. Looking for Nussmeier. Right down the middle. Finds the big tight end. And an explosive play has him on the move, and he gets it all the way to the 48-yard line.
What a throw on first down, the first play of the drive. And I think sometimes quarterbacks are given an alert on a specific play. And what that means is maybe the ball was supposed to go to somebody else. But in pre-snap, if the quarterback sees a matchup he likes, he's given the green light to take the shot. And I think that's exactly what happened on that play.
Pulls it in. It's Anderson. Ball down, but they'll move the sticks as he picks up the first down.
And it's frustrating as a defense when you give up that first down and you give up that pass play. But here we go with this offense. They're right back on the ball. You got to flush that. You got to get lined up, and you got to communicate.
He caught it, and he will score. Touchdown, Tigers! Quick strike touchdown comes out and jumpstarts the offense.
And man, we see this in college football, so much explosiveness and firepower, and we get high-scoring game after high-scoring game, and it looks like we're on pace for one of those right now.
And he knocks the extra point through the uprights. Quick strike offense on that three-play scoring drive. And they get it into the end zone on a 36-yard touchdown pass. He'll bring it out. It's Sategna. Not nearly as much as he had hoped when he brought it out of the end zone. He'll be stopped at the 15. The Sooner offense returns to the field. Took the last drive in for a touchdown. They'll try to do it again on this one. Power football with the run. Strong run to get it out to the 21-yard line. They pick up at 6.
Well, it's plays like that that'll help this offense stay in rhythm all game long. If you can have that kind of success on first down running the football, it just opens up your entire playbook moving forward.
Give to the back. They finally get a hold of him, knocking him down behind the line of scrimmage. He had been running wild.
That's a great play by the defensive end. The best athletes on the field play defensive end. You can ask anybody. Yes, I agree, Jesse Reese. See, they agree with me. Same thing. But you watch them get off the football, make the play. That's why you put your athletes there.
They are calling for their defense in Baton Rouge. A huge third down coming up. It's Mateer. Oh, they really could have used that catch there. Physical pass defense. It brings up a fourth down.
Well, after giving up that touchdown on the opening drive, they had a little bit of a come to Jesus with their defensive coordinator on the sideline. I don't know what he said, but he, I think, just invoked the fear of God into this defense because this
big tight end makes the grab. First down, still on his feet. Just what they were looking for to get this drive rolling. They're out to the 35.
They're showing you their intentions early in the game. It's fourth down. You're in your own end. We're going to be aggressive, and we're not just going to do this early. We're going to do this all.
He's got it. Running wide open down the gut of the field. And he ran away from the crowd, and he'll take it in. Touchdown, Sooners.
I'm a play caller nowadays, man. I want more guys like this. Just versatility. You can see he can catch it out of the backfield like a wide receiver, or he can run it. Nice job catching the football with his hands, using his speed to do the rest and get into the end zone.
And the PAT gives them a 14-7 lead. They're getting set to kick it away, and that last score took a little oomph out of this crowd. And a special teams miscue as the kickoff goes out of bounds. The officials offer the deal, and the coach accepts it. They will take the penalty. Looking to throw on first down. Fires into traffic, intercepted. And they'll drag him down after a good return on the interception.
And I tell you what, when defenses play zone, all eyes are on the quarterback. You have a zone to drop to, but you're setting on the quarterback, reading his eyes. Great job by the defense, understanding the ball was coming out, breaks on the football, goes and makes the INT.
Makes the catch. It's Sategna. Finds a crease at the 20. And he'll haul it in and take it to the end zone. Touchdown, Oklahoma! When that receiver got free, it was all over.
And it's so nice to have a receiver like this as a quarterback because you pad my stats. I like those long touchdown passes where I just threw it really short and he did the rest of the work.
And the extra point pushes the lead to 14. So after getting into the end zone on that last drive, they're set to kick it away. Fielded in the end zone. It's Thomas. I imagine he's going to get an earful on the sideline after bringing it out of the end zone and being knocked down at the 11. The Bayou Bengals will run the offense out onto the field. Well, the good news about this drive, Jesse, it can't go worse than last time through a pick on the first play.
No, it certainly can't. I think one good way, David, to help your quarterback turn the page is just find him an easy completion here and let him get back into a rhythm.
Yeah, or find him an easy handoff. Just hand the football off, maybe get the ground game going, maybe jumpstart this off.
Intercepted! A first half turnover can swing momentum. Picked up a few extra on that return, but what a play by this defense to get the football. And the offense takes the field eager to go back to work. Off the play fake on first down, wants to throw. Catch in the middle, it's Gibson. He's brought down quickly. Minimal gain there, still a bit short of the first down.
Well, this offense knew coming into this game they wanted to try to attack the middle of the field in the passing game, and they're able to execute the en route there.
Second down coming up. Gets the back moving. Looking to throw, it's Mateer. Flips it out in the flat. He's brought down, but he went backwards after that completion, not the way they had it drawn up.
And listen, if I'm the quarterback, I'm trying to dump the ball off to my playmaker and make this a manageable third down. Get something positive. But how about the defense? Just reacting so fast, getting to the running back, and getting that sucker on the ground in the open field.
On third down, he'll try to pick it up through the air. And the incomplete pass will bring up fourth down.
This is a disappointing drive for the offense considering where this drive started in their opponent territory. Now you're fourth and long. You've got to be better throwing the football in those types of situations.
So the offense is going to go for it on fourth down. Try to throw and pick up the first down. Catches it, passes Dixon, still on his feet. Perhaps a touchdown-saving tackle at the 17.
Hey, I gotta be honest, I don't know if the defense was expecting that type of throw on fourth down. It looked like they were all huddled close to the line of scrimmage, looking for something in the quick game, but instead the quarterback takes a shot vertically down the field, gets the defense off guard.
Drops it, just took his eye off of it at the last minute.
Well, that is one the tight end is going to want to have back. He was wide open on that play. That's one he's got to make. He's got to be able to make that catch.
Oh, they're after him. Setting up the screen. They'll get it down to the 10-yard line on that completion.
Well, a nice gainer on that running back screen. How about the offensive line getting downfield and getting blocks to really help out the back, find some space to go to work?
They'll stick to the ground looking for the marker. He's going to come up a couple of yards short of the first down.
Well, after after the tackle now, that sets up 4th and 2. And these offenses, they practice for these types of situations. It's not like they just have quarterbacks think in their back pocket for 4th and inches. They've got plays designed to go and get this, David, so it'll be interesting to see if this offense wants to roll the dice.
Yeah, and most of the time, I'm rolling the dice. I'm going to be aggressive. And as a defense, you also know that too. And you're ready. You're not caught off guard by offenses nowadays going forward on 4th down.
The Sooners will try to move the sticks on 4th down. He'll try to throw and pick up the 1st down. And he's going to take it into the end zone. Touchdown, Sooners!
How explosive is this offense, right? They rev it up so quickly. Speed, playmaking ability, versatility, running, throwing, NFL talent all over the place. And after that last touchdown, they've already blown this game wide open. Guys, we're not even through the first quarter yet.
And they knock through the extra point, and they're up 28-7. Kickoff unit on the field, and this defense will be called on to protect this lead. Fielded in the end zone, it's Anderson. Nice job by the kickoff team. Everybody stayed in their lanes, and they'll stop him at the 16. A lot of work to do as this drive will start from the 16-yard line. Back to pass, it's Nussmeier. Looking to the big tight end. Got it in the middle, it's Sharp. Now they've got even more breathing room out to the 31 and a fresh set of downs.
A nice passing game by this offense. The quarterback and the receiver on the same page, in time, in rhythm, creates the big play. And look at them. They're right back on the football, ready to run another play.
The defense got caught that time, and they finally get him on the ground at the 41. And yet another Bayou Bengal baller on the outside who can just go get it.
And if I'm a quarterback, man, I love throwing to these guys. It doesn't have to be perfect. I don't have to fit it in the box. I know my receiver out wide will make plays. LSU has had guy after guy after guy that you can name that can do that, and they might just have another.
Well, the defense needs to find a way to slow this guy down. We're only in the first quarter, and already this guy has over 100 yards receiving. They have got to find an answer for him.
Caught over the middle, it's Thomas. Makes the grab almost to the 1st down marker, but a good pickup on that one. The offense calls timeout. It's the second one they've used this half. And the Tigers can play this second down a lot of ways with just a few yards to go. Looking to fire. He's got the tight end. Touchdown LSU! A great catch and run for 6.
That's number 2 on the day, having a day. I mean, you know he's going to catch the football, and you know he's going to make plays after he catches. Those are the kind of guys that you feature, and you find him, and they produce like this, you keep finding them.
And the extra point is good. Kickoff unit is out there again, and this crowd is feeling themselves after that last drive. Here he comes from inside his own 5. He was looking for some running room, but not much to be found as he stopped at the 18. A little bit backed up to start this drive from their own 18-yard line. It's Mateer. Safe completion on the screen. Runs through a tackle. And after the tackle, that will bring us to the end of the first quarter. While we're only through one, these quarterbacks have been lighting up their stat line. And I'm not going to argue if this production keeps up as we start the second. So second down here as we're back at it after the break. Running back searching for a hole. This time he doesn't get loose, and finally the defense gets him bottled up behind the line.
Yeah, you just feel like the running back's asking for redemption on that one. You know, second and short, and you're giving him the football. He can't get the first himself. Now it's third down. He's looking over on the sideline like, call it again, throw me the ball, I can go do this. It's never a good feeling for the running back in that situation.
That's the kind of play that can really get you going as they have a first down at the 43. We asked earlier this week, who's your favorite receiver? And, of course, he said the open one, but we know who he really wants to go to on third down.
The best one. I mean, I think the open one, obviously the politically correct answer, but you want to find the guy that you got that great chemistry with. You know exactly where he's going to be. You got that bond and that trust.
I love the quick decision the QB made there on that RPO, knowing he wanted to get it out of his hands fast. He just needs to make a more accurate throw moving forward.
Second down, he'll try to make the connection. Fires the pass, intercepted. He managed a few yards on that return, but the bigger play was the fact that they forced the turnover.
Really nice job there by the defense, because I think they baited the QB into trying to fit that one in over the middle of the field. Remember, it's a big zone coverage. They've all got their eyes on him back there in the pocket, and they just let him feel like, maybe I can fit this football in. Not so fast. They come away with the pick.
LSU will dive into the playbook here on offense. To the air, it's Nussmeier. He lofts one down the sideline. Makes the catch down the right side. Perhaps a touchdown-saving tackle at the 17.
I love offensive coordinators that take shots in sudden change situations. You just got the takeaway. You're not wasting any time. Defense is jogging on the field. They barely have time to line up. You take a shot deep down the field, and you hit it, adding insult to injury to the opponent. That is a great play call.
That big play has them in business. First and 10 inside the 20. Now from inside the red zone. He wants it all. Touchdown, Tiger! Made the grab in the end zone for the score.
And this quarterback really does a great job of seeing the defense, seeing what kind of coverage they're in. And I think when this offense goes empty and they spread the defense out, it just makes it so much more simple for the QB to see what the defense is doing pre-snap and then post-snap. You can tell he's playing in a great rhythm right now because he's seeing the field, and these empty sets are really helping him.
Now to make sure this kickoff team covers properly to pay off that last scoring drive. Coming out with it, it's Sategna. He was looking for some running room, but not much to be found as he stopped at the 18. So here comes the Oklahoma offense. After throwing the pick on the last drive, need to take care of the ball this time, Jesse.
We're going to find out a lot about this quarterback right here, too. How does he fight through adversity after that last drive?
Yeah, clear the mechanism, move on. That's a part of it. Like, if you're going to be a great player, you got to learn how to handle these mistakes and move on.
Solid pickup of 4 on first down at 2nd and 6. Back to pass. Snagged in the middle. It's Barnes. Brought down at the 33, but not before he gets 10.
Well, it's a nice play design there. You're getting the running back involved in the pass game. Quarterback gives it to him early so he can go to work upfield and get the first down.
And this set of downs gets started from the 33, 1st and 10. The give to the tailback. Turning it on! And they don't drag him down until he gets 36-yard line. You know, Oklahoma's DNA is being tough. They have a whole drill about being tough named after them, the Oklahoma drill, and they won that one.
And we've seen that kind of come and go some throughout the years, but it started with serious physicality back in the day when they ran the option and just hit you in the mouth. But, you know, football's involved, and that's the one thing about this offense. Can they keep their physicality and assert their physicality? The good Oklahoma teams are physical.
And he was fortunate not to lose yardage on that play, able to wedge it back to the line of scrimmage.
Great recognition by the defense on that pass play. They knew exactly who the quarterback was going to, and they got there quick.
Plenty of work to do here on 2nd and long. Looking to pass. It's Mateer. Got it set up on the outside. Brought down just short of the sticks on the screen pass.
He didn't get a big gain. You want to call that play and probably want to get more yards, but you could tell that was super close from seriously busting loose. Nice job running the screen, getting the ball to your playmaker. If you could just make one more guy miss, that might have been huge.
They'll run for it on 3rd and short. Absolutely nowhere to go as this defense makes a 3rd down stop.
Well, you love to see that from the defense, right? It's like bend, don't break. They've given up a bunch of plays on this drive, and now that they're getting down close to field goal range, you're seeing them start to stiffen up.
Yeah, and plays don't matter anymore. Yards don't matter. All that matters with these defenses nowadays is points and limiting.
Oh, he dropped it. He just lost his concentration and didn't look it all the way in.
And sometimes the best defense is a little bit lucky. He was open. He had a chance to make a play. He just drops it through his hand. It was pretty good defense, but you take those breaks when you can get them.
Makes the grab. It's Brown. And the defense had that one well covered. Just a short gain there. LSU put to the line. They'll go to work in the air on 2nd down. Catch in the middle, it's Brown. He almost picked up the 1st down on that one, but he'll be just a little bit short. He's looking to throw on 3rd and short. Wide open downfield. 3rd down conversions are huge, and they've got one, and they're at the 35. The clock has reached the 2-minute mark, and they have a chance to at least cut into this lead before the break. The Tigers will snap it on 1st and 10. Back to throw, it's Nussmeier. Looking to the big tight end. On target over the middle. And he's knocked down immediately, but they're in the red zone at the 14.
We've seen this tight end lined up at a 3-point stance. We've seen him in the slot. We've seen him outside at wide receiver. And he's made catches all over the field, guys. That's now over 150 receiving yards for this guy.
From the red zone, looking for a man. Right on the money. That completion will take them inside the 10 to the 9-yard line. Clock's right. They just keep firing. He's got it. They get him stopped at the 2, but it'll be 1st and goal. Clock stops momentarily for the 1st down. They'll hurry to the line. They'll go to the air. Touchdown, Bayou Bengals. Quick strike through the air for the score.
Yeah, and the passing game comes through, man, and we need more of that in the 2nd half. An extra point away from tying this football game. We trailed a little bit in the 1st half, stayed calm. If this passing game can continue to heat up, look out in the 2nd half.
How about this? These guys are going for 2. From the gun. Throws to the back. And he makes the grab for the deuce. That drive covered 62 yards for the touchdown. And it was finished off with a 2-yard touchdown toss. Let's see what he can do with the return. Didn't find any crease in that kickoff coverage, and he'll be stopped at the 17. Plenty of time left in the half here as they take over, but they will want to be efficient here in the final 2 minutes. Looking for a man, it's Mateer. That's caught, it's Burks. And this one will be stopped for no gain.
And that just shows you the team speed this defense has. As soon as they identify who's got the ball, they are around and surrounding that ball carrier so quickly.
Back to pass on second down. Pulls it in. And they get to him and knock him down to prevent a bigger gain. Got to get to the line quickly for this third down play. From the gun, wants to pass. He's open on the right. They'll move the chains after he gets it to the 43-yard line. We got a timeout here late in the first half, and they'll try to get more points on the board before the break. Offense lines up for a 1st and 10 from the 43. Wants to go up top on 1st down. Oh, he's going to try to hit him deep. Makes the grab on the big throw. Touchdown, Oklahoma! He broke away from the defense and they couldn't catch him. And after that last touchdown toss, look out, Baker Mayfield's record could be going down for single-game touchdown passes.
And you think of all the great quarterbacks and the records that they put up with the Sooners, man. It's impressive. And this guy having himself a day, spread the ball around, touchdowns Palooza. What a nice day.
He'll bring it out. It's Thomas. He's brought down at the 16. Would have been much better off to take the touchback. Inside 30 seconds to play in the half. We'll see how aggressive they are on this drive. To the air, it's Nussmeier. Lofts one high and deep. And they can't make the connection, going for a big play on 1st down.
It's funny, right before that play, I'm thinking to myself, I wonder if this offense is just going to play conservative here with the field position, the fact they haven't scored a ton of points so far in this game, or just run the ball and take it into halftime. No, they're being aggressive, and not just that. They're taking deep shots way down the field, but give the defense credit. They were ready for it, forcing that incompletion.
Looking downfield, and time is running short. Got it in the middle, it's Brown. And he's down at the 41, that's a 1st down. We've got a timeout in the waning seconds of the half. Maybe a chance to get off a couple more plays. Time dwindling away as they try to put points on the board right before the half. Wants to throw on 1st down. And he throws his 3rd pick of the day. His head has to be spinning. Bringing it back. Touchdown Sooners! What a play. Not only the interception, but the great return for the score. The DB saw it. He thought, don't drop it, don't drop it. Then thought, don't get caught, and he didn't. the pick six.
Hey, these guys can play offense, too. Now, look at this. I showed you I can be a wide receiver. Coach might split him out at wide receiver next week after making that big play. But defense, great job making the interception. And you're right, you're doing something with it. Don't just slide down. Don't be content. Take that thing all the way back, brother.
So that's going to do it here in the first half. Stay tuned for the halftime break. Stadium buzzing, kickoff team on the field, and we are ready to get this thing started. And he hauls it in, and everybody's on the edge of their seats. Didn't find any crease in that kickoff coverage, and he'll be stopped at the 17. Bayou Bengals will run the offense out onto the field. They ought to have some confidence based on that first half performance, but they certainly can't let up in a game like this.
And I think this possession is really, really important. And I say that because they had a lot of success, but they're still losing because the defense can't stop anyone. They need to set the tone here in the second half.
And it's exactly that, David. You got to create momentum here early in the second half. You only do that by going out, marching the ball down the field, and scoring right away, trying to put pressure on the opposing offense.
Backed up now, here's second and long. Dropping back, it's Nussmeier. Grabbed over the middle, it's Anderson. They make the stop, trying to pick up just a little bit at a time to get to that first down marker. Shotgun snap, wants to throw it on third. Grabbed in the middle, it's Brown. They'll make the stop about a yard short of the first down. On fourth down, trying to find his man. Makes the grab, he's got a first down. That'll be enough for a fresh set of downs. He gets it to the 32. Really good job there. Don't force anything. Take your time, and he finds his man for the first down.
Yeah, and I think really good job by...
He lobs one high down the left side. Couldn't hang on to that one. This defense has already picked off 3 passes, almost had the 4th. It'll be second down.
And almost another interception for this defense. They've been picking him off like crazy. They've shut down this passing attack, creating so many big plays. This defense is dialed in, locked in, and really creating havoc for this offense.
He'll try it again on 2nd and 10. He'll take another shot here. Got his man. Finally corralled, but not before. He picks up the first down.
Man, this offense is so dangerous, Reese. They've got dudes all over the field that can make plays. There's a big gainer in the pass game.
You get a chunk of yards like that, now the defense is really on its heels. Tight end. Catch in the middle, it's Sharp. A huge chunk play as he gets it all the way down to the 11.
Well, how about the offense setting that play up? We've seen earlier in the game a couple shorter throws. They're just trying to suck those safeties closer to the line of scrimmage, anticipating that they would get an opportunity to take a shot. They called the perfect play at the perfect time right there.
Looking to throw, it's Nussmeier. He makes a grab. They'll get him stopped just short of the end zone, but they're in business here with a first down. The Tigers racing to the line in the hurry-up. He'll set up to throw. Touchdown, Tiger! Fired in from the red zone for the score.
I'm going to spread you sideline to sideline with all my speed, make you cover the whole field. Nice job by the offense. Go with a little spread look, taking advantage of the speed they had on the field and getting the big touchdown.
aggressive here and going for two. From the gun, he'll try to throw. Not able to hook up there, incomplete.
Yeah, and the defense comes up with the stop, and you just wonder, the analytics world and all that stuff, that whatever the card says to do, you're supposed to do. I wonder if they were listening to that card.
They're set to kick it off. You think this crowd's going to get loud when their defense comes on the field? From inside the 15, here's the return. Nice job executing all of the assignments as they put a stop to that return at the 22. Guys, we'll get another look at this Oklahoma offense. They had to stand by and watch that scoring march, and now it's up to them to find a way to answer it. They've got the screen set up. Breaks into the open. Brought down at the 33, but not before he gets 10. Plays like that, but just a second of hesitation in the defense to make sure, and they're able to take advantage here.
And they use the great timing with this call, right? Like, you can't call this play all the time, but you want to catch them when they're a little bit aggressive, not thinking about it. Nice job slipping the screen behind them, making the easy catch, and then getting downfield, picking up some extra yards.
They make the stop, but there is a flag on the field. We'll see what that's all about. So the offense, more than happy with the result of the play, will decline the penalty. So after the flag, a fresh set of downs for the offense. It's 1st and 10. Leaves it with the back.
That's a really good job by the defense, wrapping them up, getting them on the ground, take away that run game, make them one-dimensional, put them in passing situations. Really good job by the defense.
Picked up 2 yards on that last one. They need 8 on 2nd down. Receiver wasn't ready for the throw, incomplete.
Well, this defense knew coming in they were going to see some RPO and they were going to see some quick.
Back to throw, it's Mateer. Got a man, it's Barnes. Across the 25, he's got room. Slicing and dicing through this defense, and they've got it down to the 23.
And that's a huge 3rd down conversion by the offense there. It's 3rd and long. You've got to lead, not by a lot. Quarterback, though, very poised. Reads the coverage, throws it in rhythm, and you stay on the field.
An explosive play in the running game as he's got the 1st down.
1st down, physicality wins football games. Being able to run the football and create balance. And right here, just choose up another 1st down. Gives you another chance to maybe continue to run the football.
And I feel like this guy, too, is just an explosive play waiting to happen. His vision, his quickness, and he's got a burst. If you give this guy just a crease, he's going to hit it. And right now, he's doing some damage on this defense.
Throw for the end zone, picked off right at the goal line. And they'll close in on him after a good return on the interception.
And we know turnover margin is a huge part of winning ball games. Interception number 2, his quarterback has to do a better job taking care of the football. Don't force it. Take the high completion percentage stuff. Don't always try to go for the big play.
First play of this drive comes from the 14-yard line. He'll start this drive going to the air. Lost one deep down the right side. And it's incomplete. They were looking for the huge gain on 1st down.
Love the coverage on the back end. The defenders staying right by the receiver in the intended target. As a result, that ball's incomplete.
They're dealing with a 2nd and long. Wants to go up top. Oh, he loves to fire downfield. Makes the catch on the left. Here he goes. And he eluded the defense, and he'll take it all the way. Touchdown, LSU.
Man, oh man, when give him the ball in space. You have some plays on your play sheet, and some of them just say, that guy, get him the ball, let him do the rest. Dangerous weapon out of the backfield, catching the football, making the big play.
Extra point here will give them the lead. And the extra point puts them on top by 1. Aggressive play calling on that drive. Just 2 plays, they get the long touchdown pass to pay it off. Kickoff unit on the field, and this defense will be called on to protect this lead. He'll bring it out. It's Ncaa. Nice job by the kickoff team. Everybody stayed in their lanes, and they'll stop him at the 16. See what they can do on this drive that starts at the 16-yard line. They'll run it from the gun. That is a big win for this defense as they were right there as soon as he got the ball.
Well, the offensive line had everybody blocked except the defensive end. He was able to sneak into the backfield and get the tackle for loss.
A negative play to open the drive. Let's see what they've got on 2nd and 14. Back to pass. It's Mateer. Trying to set up the screen. No, sirree. Not this time. The defense was there and ready for that one.
When they try to spit it out to the running back on the perimeter of the field, you saw the speed and recognition by the defense, though. How quickly they were able to get to the back and get him down for a big loss.
On 3rd and long, he'll need to loosen up that arm. Just a short pass to the tight end. He won't get there. It'll bring up 4th down.
So surprised we have not been calling this guy's name more. He's one of the best tight ends in the country, but give the defense credit. They have had an outstanding game plan limiting him so far. That's only his 2nd catch of the game.
Try to toss it. Going for the big play. Oh, he dropped it. That deep ball was right on the money. You just have to make that catch. Desperately wanted to keep the ball, but they did not. LSU will dive into the playbook here on offense. He stuck the last drive in the end zone. They'll try to follow suit here. Breaks the tackle. He fights his way forward, gets away from 1, but not much doing on that one.
Not much running room. He had to break a tackle and still break another tackle to try to get back to the line of scrimmage. Not good blocking on the play.
But that's what coaches always emphasize, too. Never assume a teammate's going to make the tackle. You run to the ball, and they did it there.
100%, especially guys that are so big and strong and elusive nowadays. They're going to break tackles. Keep swarming, keep hitting them. Next guy, don't assume the tackle's going to be made.
One more period to go to see who can make the winning plays and come home with the victory. And a chance to mull things over. Let's see how they start the final period here on 2nd down. To throw, it's Nussmeier. Pressure coming. And he gets there. And they get him down at the 14-yard line. They'll tell you that somebody's always going to pop open, but it didn't happen in time before they got the sack.
No, it did not. And you know what? I'm going to remember this. I'm going to remember zone defense. They didn't really have an answer. They weren't ready to get rid of the football. Quarterback hesitated. I got to him and got him on the ground. Might be a good call later on in the game.
On 3rd and long, you'll need to push it downfield. Looking for the score. And it's taken away by the defense, and they desperately needed that turnover.
Man, we needed that so bad. We needed the football. Had to get a stop, forcing a turnover. Best case scenario, offense back on the field, trailing in the 4th quarter. Time to go win.
Here come the Sooners ready to go on offense. Off the play fake on 1st down to throw. Fires to the big fella. They stay aggressive and push their way out to the 33, and it's 1st down. There's not a lot more beautiful in football than the play action and the open tight end.
because it freezes those linebackers. It freezes those safeties because they have to come up for a second and play the run. And then
there he goes. Past the sticks, and he may get more. Really nice pickup there as they have it out to the 44 with the first down. Here's this offense with a fresh set of downs. Might as well run him until they stop him. He's got it again. And maybe he'll get back to the line of scrimmage, but no more than that.
When you hear about run blitzes, this is exactly what a run blitz is. When you know the ball's coming up the middle, you want to bring those linebackers, get them closer to the line of scrimmage, and fire. Right when the ball snaps, he's coming downhill, doing a good job creating a loss. That linebacker really knew what was going on.
Well, a nice completion there, finding the tight end. And what's so beautiful about that is while they didn't get the first, they were able to pick up enough yards now to make the third down manageable, really putting this offense in a good position.
Got it in the middle, it's Barnes. And he found all kinds of room and got it down to the 28.
Yeah, what a nice job finding your matchup, Palmer, on third down. Understanding I got a guy that can catch the ball to the backfield. Nice angle route, getting right there between the linebackers and getting the third down conversion.
It was a really good job, too, David, of the running back that time, setting up like he was going to the flat, and the linebacker gets a little bit too excited. He then puts his foot in the ground, cuts back to the middle. It's an easy pitch and catch, and they get the first down.
Hand off from the shotgun. They make the stop, give him 3 yards on the carry. Ball's at the 24.
And I kind of like how the running back didn't mess around. Like, just get downhill when you see an opening. A lot of times they close so fast, man. Be decisive, stick your foot in the ground, pick up 3 to 4, and we are not going to complain.
Motion from the wide receiver. Back to throw, it's Mateer. Working that left side now. He stopped just short of the goal line at the 1. An explosive play has him set up.
And offensively, I love running these drag routes. I mean, these are the routes that, whether it's zone, whether it's man, they're so successful. It's just about seeing what the defense is doing and getting it to them in open space. Nice job. The wide receiver has some space after the catch, able to go make extra.
Touchdown, Oklahoma! And with that, they move out front here in the fourth.
Great example of complementary football there. First, the defense comes away with the takeaway, and then offensively, you go to the ground game, being physical at the point of attack, running it in for a touchdown, and now you have the lead with not a lot of time left. They've now put all the pressure back on their opponent.
The extra point is good, and it's important. The lead is a touchdown now at 6. So it's an 80-yard drive, and they capped it off with a 1-yard plunge. Kickoff unit is out there, and boy, did that last drive quiet this crowd. He'll bring it out. It's Anderson. Not nearly as much as he'd hoped when he brought it out of the end zone. He'll be stopped at the 15. Bengals will run the offense out onto the field. And boy, they missed an opportunity last time throwing that pick in the red zone, David.
Yeah, and you got to put that frustration behind you. You can't turn it over. That's a cardinal sin. You know better than that, Jesse. You can't take points off the board, but you got to move on.
You do. I think he just got way too overeager down in the red zone that last drive. So just come out here, trust your reads, trust what your coaches have told you to do, and just go out and execute the offense.
Defense looks as if it's coming. Dropping back, it's Nussmeier. Going deep. And that makes 5 interceptions in this one. The nightmare is alive. He goes down after the short return, but what a play to get the football back. We'll see how aggressive this defense is with just a few minutes to play. They'll run it to keep the clock moving. And there was nowhere to go, just stopped in his tracks in the backfield. After getting knocked back to open this drive, it's 2nd and 12. Trying play action. Floating away.
not many receivers like to get hit. They just don't, okay? They're prima donnas. That's what they are. That's who they are. Nice job by the defender. You could tell he was catching the football. He was going to put a hit on him to make sure he had to think about something later, and you could see the ball pop out and fall to the ground.
He's not going to get there, and this defense really needed a stop like that.
You got to wonder about the play call there. Third and long, hoping to catch the defense off guard, napping, but they weren't fooled. They made a play, got the tackle for loss. Now you've got fourth in California.
On fourth down, they'll pass for it. Incomplete, and that'll be a turnover on downs.
And listen, obviously, this area of the field, it's a question, it's a debate whether or not you go for that on fourth down. At the end of the day, though, I think this coach believes in his own playmakers, and he's got guys on offense that he feels can make a play in that type of situation, and he's got confidence in him. That time they weren't able to come up with it. I'm curious to see what this guy does if they're in a similar situation as this game moves on.
Stops. We have reached the 2-minute timeout, and the offense is looking for a play to close this deal out. Behind the chains now on second and long. Getting the field, it's Ncaa. Here comes the heat. And good hands there by the defense on that shot to the end zone.
Well, this defense is still playing so hard here late in the game in the fourth quarter. Offense taking a shot into the end zone. Defender in incredible position, and he's able to knock that one away incomplete.
They've got to come up with a big play on this third and long. From the gun, wants to pass. Another incompletion on third down.
And now with that play, for this offense, it's got to have it time. I'm going for it on fourth down. Obviously, a field goal does nothing. But I got 3 timeouts, and that is a good thing. Because I have those in my pocket, I can attack the whole field. I just got to focus in on the yardage to get this fourth down and move the sticks.
Got to have it here on fourth down. And he throws yet another interception. Does he know which colored jerseys they're wearing? Oh, look out on the right. And with the interception, he'll take it all the way back. Touchdown Sooner.
Man, that could not have gone any worse. You're thinking fourth down, go for it. Well, even if you don't get it, you turn the ball back to their offense. Not bad. You throw a pick, and they turn it back all the way for a touchdown and get points. That is a disaster for this offense.
He wants to throw it. And he drops it just a little too slippery in the hand. Kickoff unit on the field, and this defense will be called on to protect this lead. Fielded in the end zone. It's Thomas. Stopped at the 17, and he's probably second-guessing that return. They'll get this drive going from the 17. To the air, it's Ncaa. Under fire! And he was hit just as he released it, and it falls to the turf.
Well, this has been a day to forget if you're this quarterback. And I got to be honest, guys, I'm surprised he's still even in the game right now because he's had zero rhythm. He hasn't been accurate. He's thrown a ton of interceptions. Most coaches would have pulled their guy by now. I know the guy I played for back in college, he would have pulled me about 2 interceptions ago.
And they can't hook up, going for the big play on second down. Now it's third down.
Time is not on their side right now. They can't afford too many more incompletions like that. They need to come up with some connections, and they've got to score points. They've got to get this passing game going now.
Third and 10, still backed up inside their own 20. This drive hasn't really gotten started. From the gun, wants to pass. Another incompletion on third down. Down by multiple possessions. You can't come up empty on this drive. They'll go for it on fourth down. He'll try to throw and pick up the first down. Big tight end makes the grab. It's a first down. Well, they just drained all the suspense out of the fourth down conversion, moving the chains easily. They'll move the wide receiver. Just keep slinging it. Caught over the middle. It's Brown. Nice pickup there. Gets him the first down and sets him up at the 45-yard line. Quick timeout call by the offense after the play, trying to preserve every minute possible. LSU getting set on 1st and 10. Looking to throw on first down. Throws to the tight end. Snagged in the middle. It's Sharp. They finally get to him. But what a play there to pick up the first down. The offense gets a quick timeout. At this point, every second is precious. And the Tigers, once backed up in the shadow of their own goalpost, have put quite a drive together. Trying to cap this drive with the pass. Nearly another interception. It'll be second down. Couldn't make the connection last time. Let's see if they throw it again. To the air. It's Nussmeier. Face the grab on the left. That completion will take it inside the 4, and the offense is threatening. They immediately call timeout, trying to preserve every second they can to try to rally here late. From the gun. And it's incomplete. If you're going to take a hit like that, you might as well hang on to the ball.
Well, the windows right now to throw into are getting smaller and smaller. How about the defender that time breaking on the ball? It was the hit that caused the incompletion.
Man, I like the response by this defense. They've given up some yards, gotten all the way down here near the goal line. But 2 straight plays, 2 straight incompletions, now forcing a third down. They'll be happy to get out of this drive with just 3 points.
On 3rd and goal, they'll try to throw it in. And it'll be intercepted in the end zone. The defense making a play to put an exclamation point on this one, and that ought to do it.
Well, man, we've seen explosive offensive firepower all game long, and here we are late in an obvious passing situation trying to get this thing close. The big INT, finally the defense makes a play, and David, it looks like they just closed the door on this one.
Well, and you know, Mr. Quarterback, defense wins championships. And how do you seal a game? The defense coming up with a big moment. Yes, obvious passing situation. You know they're going to throw it. The big INT, and that might seal their fate.
The offense wastes no time getting the timeout call. With the first down, they'll put it in play from the 33. To the air on first down. Oh, he's going to take a shot at the DB. And they weren't able to make the connection. They were looking for an explosive play.
Well, on that last deep shot, it looked to me like the quarterback probably forced that ball into coverage. But can you really blame him, guys? I mean, these two have already hooked up for 2 touchdowns in the game. If I'm him, I'm thinking the same thing. Even when he's covered, he's open. He's shown the ability to climb the ladder and make contested catches. So I don't mind him taking another shot there.
And they'll pick up the first down and mark it at the 47. Timeout called by the offense. Clock stopped with 21 seconds left.
You know, you're seeing in college football now with spread offense and tempo and air raid, we're seeing more and more 400-yard days, but I can't remember the last time I've seen one look as impressive as this guy has played today, David. He has been on fire.
And it's so annoying now because all the quick game is so good, and then you take shots when you get matchups, and you see tight ends now that move like wide receivers and running backs that move like receivers. There's so many ways that quarterbacks can hurt you now, and he showed all of it today.
else, it'll be a wrap. On 3rd and long, a check down would be the last resort. Catch in the middle, it spurts. They make the stop and the clock strikes 0, and that will do it for this one. dreams of an entire fan base of teams ride on whether their signal caller can lead them to glory. And boy, what a matchup of two elite dudes we have in this one. Welcome everyone to the home of the Oregon Ducks, the House of Loud, Autzen Stadium in Eugene. As we'll see the number 5 team in the country, the Ohio State Buckeyes, taking on the 4th-ranked team in the land, the Oregon Ducks. Glad to have you with us for EA Sports College Football. I'm Reese Davis, David Pollack and Jesse Palmer with me in the booth. Guys, we are ready to tee it up. And the Ducks will put total weather and we'll get started. Game will start with a kickoff going out of bounds and give this offense tremendous opening field position. And say it. Here's the pressure. Can't hang on, and he'll tell you he really should have made that catch, and he had an opportunity right in the middle. It'll be 2nd down. This crowd bringing the energy and noise early. After the incompletion, they go back up top. And that pass will be jarred loose on 2nd down. That brings up 3rd down.
Yeah, and listen, that dude is a dude. I get it. I mean, he's an absolute stud, and I want to find ways to get him the football, but maybe not force feed him in that situation when he's got 2 guys on.
The power of Autzen Stadium on full display. The House of Loud is deafening on this 3rd down. Couldn't ask for much more there. A 1st down, and they're down to the 42. Convert that 3rd down on the slant. Now everybody sort of settles into the game.
Yeah, you do have nerve.
Oh, he's got some space. He's finally stopped, but not before he takes it into the red zone. They'll mark it at the 18.
When you run your slant route and it's against man-to-man, one thing you know you're going to get is hit. When that wide receiver catches the football, slants don't open up wide open. Linebackers are going to be there, safeties are going to be there, so you got to be able to take that hit and hold on to that football.
The ball is down at the 14 after that grab.
Nice route there by the tight end, making it real easy for his quarterback to find an easy completion.
Down coming up on this red zone opportunity. Wants to keep it in the air. Lets it fly. And he was trying to cash in the end zone in this red zone threat, but it's incomplete.
How loud is it in this building? This is crazy. These fans are going absolutely nuts. And I used to love when the fans got involved, and I'm on defense because it messes with the snap count, it messes with the communication, and it can really rattle an offense.
Looking to throw and say it. Makes the grab. And the catch and run into the end zone. Touchdown, Ohio State.
I don't know how many people expected this to happen, playing on the road in this environment against a better opponent, but they showed tremendous poise. In the opening drive, nice execution. They scored a touchdown. That was big time.
And the extra point is good, and it's 7-0. So that's a 59-yard touchdown drive. Kickoff unit on the field, and this defense will be called on to protect this lead. He'll bring it back from inside the 15. Needed just a little more help to turn that into a big return. They'll mark him down at the 29. work up top. Got it in the middle. It's low. They stop him almost immediately. Short gain there, and still a little ground cover to pick up the first.
Your opponent scored on their opening drive, so obviously no need to panic. But I know, having been in this situation as a quarterback, you want to answer right away. So really good to see him making some nice throws here on their opening drive. He's going to try and see if he can get this thing tied up.
Looking for space. It's Whittington. And how about that play by that giant, that mountain of a man on the defensive front?
It's hard to run on a defense that comes off the ball like that and runs to the football like that. Good luck. No holes anywhere.
Grabbed over the middle. It's Benson.
Quarterbacks love the short passing game early in games because it really helps them get into a rhythm. So nice job by the offensive coordinator, giving his quarterback an easy throw, something he can see, and something that he knows he can complete.
Moore will throw. And a missed opportunity on third down as the defense knocks it free, and fourth down is coming up. Quarterback making adjustments. On fourth down, they'll throw for it. Fires to the right. It's dropped. Oh, what a tough way to end this drive. And they are stopped on fourth down. That decision will be questioned. Here comes the Ohio State offense onto the field. Already a solid start to this one. Now back to work with his 7-0 lead. He wastes no time and comes out throwing. Nowhere to go with the ball, and down he goes at the 39. And the Buckeyes come to the line in the hurry-up.
Well, what a great job by the defense and phenomenal effort chasing down the quarterback, getting that sack for a huge loss, and now they're licking their chops, lining up with tempo. They're ready to do it again.
Well, he comes up with the reception, but not a lot of room to run after that.
Yeah, and I like the QB doing this. I mean, I'm going to find ways to give him the football and see if he can make a miss. And I'm going to bet most of the time that my guy is a little bit more athletic than that defensive guy. Defense won this battle, but maybe trying to get this guy the ball in space.
He took a hit as he threw it and couldn't deliver the football. It's incomplete, and fourth down's cut. The Buckeyes will line up to punt it away. Doesn't say much for your drive when you're looking forward to the punt. And nobody able to field that punt as it rolls out of bounds. The Ducks ready to go back to work on offense. There have been a couple of missed opportunities for these offenses in the last couple of drives, Jesse.
And I think for this offense here, it'd be nice to hit an explosive play, be aggressive, and really pay off your defense's effort that last drive.
And instead of having to move the ball down the field consistently and then getting stopped on fourth downs, you're right. Create some of the explosives. Take those deep shots. Make those big plays.
They'll ride the running back and leave it with him. And he'll find enough running room to get it just short of midfield at the 49.
Man, it's nice when you can depend on your big boys up front to make a lane, and you get 5 or 6 yards. You get 5 or 6 yards a pop. You move the ball down the field easily, and more importantly, can get this defense to be more aggressive, to bring DBs close to the line of scrimmage, and then that might open up some big plays down the field.
When you're a playmaker like this guy is, your coaches are going to dial up plays intended for you, especially on third down. That's what you saw in that last play. There was no question where the quarterback was going with that football. All week long, they decided, boom.
Pressure is effective from the defense. They knock him down just behind the midfield stripe at the 48.
The defense just simply not fooled by the play action. Oftentimes, in offense, you're hoping the run fake's going to slow down those pass rushers, but man, oh man, they had their ears pinned back.
The Ducks now with a long way to go to pick up the first down. Grabbed in the middle, it's Whittington. They make the stop, but not before he takes a chunk out of what they need to move the sticks. From the 36, a third down, and you wonder if they're willing to take 2 plays to get the first. Moore to the air. They'll run the screen. Turning it on! Offenses gain momentum with third down conversions like that. They've got it at the 25. Lots some good stuff on that play. You slow down the rush, you get a completion, and you move the chains.
And most importantly, you're right. You don't force a short yardage situation that you have to get. Nice job. Fight that rush up the field. Take advantage of the aggressiveness of the defense. Make the catch. Make the run. Get the first down.
Able to make the stop after a gain of 2 to the 22. Got 3 on first down at 2nd and 7. Looking to fire. Catch in the middle. It's low. They'll get it down to the 10-yard line on that completion. Well, guys, Ohio State has the lead here. And we've come to the end of one. And let's take a quick moment to catch up on the stats. Lots of time left, and we're ready to get back to it and open the second period. First play of the period, first down here. Gibson on the option. Driving its way all the way down to the 3-yard line. The Ducks want to pick up the tempo. To the air on second down. Touchdown, Ducks! Fit it in the window for the score. Well, that was a nice little pitchy catch there.
And when you get in the red zone, you're thinking run, the field shrinks. You see the tight ends really come into play in this area of the field. The big body guys that you can fake a little run action, throw them the football for the touchdown.
And they did tack on that extra point, no problem. So the touchdown drive goes 63 yards. And they finish it up with a 3-yard scoring toss. They're set to kick it off, and this crowd now ready to get behind them. Fielded in the end zone, it's Tate. Nice job by the kickoff team. Everybody stayed in their lanes, and they'll stop him at the 16. Buckeyes roll that offense back out there. They went 3 and out last time. Now they'll look for some plays that work. That's caught. It's Jackson. And they pick up just a few on that completion. Let's see what they've got on second down. Out of the gun. The running back has it. Found a little bit of running room. Knocked down at the 24 after a pickup of 4. How can a stadium this size make so much noise? You can't hear yourself think on third down here in Austin.
One of the things you love about this running back is not only can he run between the tackles, but he's also a weapon in this offense catching the football.
The Buckeyes come to the line with a new set of downs. Back, it's Ncaa. Got it in the middle, it's Smith. Didn't pick up a lot there, moved it forward just a few. Tempo and overdrive. On the run, it's Jackson. Creates a little space. And they finally get him down, but not before. He's got him set up for business at the 49-yard line. The Buckeyes, really the entire state, they pride themselves on toughness. Establishing the ability to run the ball when they want to has always been important here.
Part of that Midwest lifestyle, but when you're Ohio State, you recruit at such a high level. You're going to get great offensive linemen, great running backs, so it's not a surprise that they're usually a physical unit.
Looking downfield on first down. Caught over the middle, it's Jackson. Really nice pickup on that one as they get it to the 36. It'll be first down.
All right, defense, you got to turn the page. Just gave up an explosive play through the air, but here comes the offense going quickly. You got to get lined up now and get ready for another one.
Brought down at the 30-yard line. It's a gain of 6.
The offense has a little bit of success on the ground, and they're up. Look at them. They're ready to go again. Back on the line of scrimmage, ready to run another play.
Lost the fire on second down. Throws for toward the end zone. Oh, he had it. The deep ball was there, and it just trickled through his fingers.
I know one of the things this defense really prides themselves on is being physical, and early in this game, putting a big hit on a guy that's already had a couple catches in this game, that's a good omen for the defense.
And the Buckeyes come to the line on 3rd and short, hoping to keep the drive alive. Snap from the gun on 3rd down. The throw. And that's incomplete. A defender all over him. Knocked the ball to the ground. 4th down coming up. So the offense is going to go for it on 4th down. Dumps it to the back. Just flying through the air like a superhero to make the grab. The Buckeyes are in the hurry-up. They're going back to the ground. Got enough space. And he waltzes in for the score. Touchdown, Buckeyes! Timely decisions, effective play management helps them get in the end zone after that marathon drive.
And every time the offense needed to play, boom, they got it. I mean, you think about it. Whether it was a small run, small pass, whatever they needed, they got it done, and they popped it in for the score.
Kickoff unit on the field, and this defense will be called on to protect this lead. So the kick goes out of bounds, and the ball will be placed at the 40 to start this drive. Offense in a bunch formation. Moore will throw. Pass rush coming after the quarterback, and they get him at the 32. It's 2nd and long now as this defense has some energy after that last sack. Back to pass. Snagged in the middle. It's Benson. They bring him down, but a solid pickup to put them in position to pick up a 1st down. Whistle blows, and this is the 2-minute timeout, and these guys have a chance to take the lead before halftime. Even if they don't convert, picking up a few would give them a decision to make on 4th down. It's 3rd and long from the 45. They'll send the back in motion. On 3rd down, he drops the throw. Catch in the middle, it's Benson. Breaks into the open. He'll work his way down to the 28. They'll rush to the line. Clock stopped for the 1st down. They'll set the chains and wind the clock. Looking to throw on 1st down. A shot toward the end zone. Intercepted. Oh, what a play. He'll try to take it back. Finally brought down, but what a play. Not only to get the football, but to flip the field position with the return.
QB's got to pick and choose their spots when they want to be really aggressive and try to fit balls in tight windows. Great job by the DB, making a big play, getting the ball back to its offense.
Plenty of time to work, not any time to waste as they take over here in the final 2 minutes of the half. They'll start this drive with a pass. Got it in the middle, it's Rodgers. That's about as close as you can get to that marker, and it will be 2nd and just a few breaths away from the 1st down. The Buckeyes come to the line. This situation, you might see a shot play. Looking for a man, it's Ncaa. With the catch, it's Smith. Stopped at the 44, but he got 10 on the play. And the Buckeyes headed quickly to the line. Gonna run it. It's Jackson. And he never had a chance. Just stopped cold as soon as he got it. The clock will stop with this timeout from the offense. They'll get a chance to regroup on the sideline. 12-1 on that last one. It's 2nd and 11. Go up top. Spits it out to the back. Grabbed over the middle. It's Jackson. He's brought down, but there's a flag on the field. Let's see what the call is.
And And the defender just way too handsy on that last play. You could see all the contact as the ball was in the air. He simply can't do it, and the referee's caught.
The offense will gladly take a fresh set of downs after the penalty. Wants to go up top on first down. And this will be incomplete. A big hit there forces second down.
Well, this offense has gone his way early and often in this game. They've gotten into a nice rhythm. That time, though, the defense was expecting to throw going his way, and they put a really nice hit on him to force the incompletion.
Under fire. Makes the catch. It's Jackson. And the defense settled in to stop that one for a short gain. Well, he made the grab, but the doors closed quickly after that.
And I like this. I want to find my running back, but man, he's got to do a little more damage after the catch. I need a stiff arm. I need a spin move. I need something where he can make that guy miss and keep up a bunch of yards and maybe get a big play out of it.
Quick timeout from the offense to save precious seconds. Just not able to shake enough defenders and comes up a little bit short.
And I think a lot of times on third down, Reese, you bet on your guy. When you're an offensive guy, you say, okay, he's going to break a tackle, he's going to get north.
It's picked up, and they ruined the drive with a turnover. Picked up a few extra on that return, but what a play by this defense to get the football.
I think everybody thinks when you say middle of the field safety, that's an easy responsibility. There's a lot of field in the middle, okay? I got to cover a lot of space. He does an unbelievable job covering space, breaking on the football, seeing the route, and going and getting the interception. Nice play by that safety.
Finds his tight end. Good pick up there as he gets the first down, and they'll mark him at the 48. Here's this offense with a fresh set of downs. Moore to the air. Finds the tight end. Really confident throw and catch there. Big pickup, and they have a first down.
And these plays are really, really simple. Really easy to run. I like it. Just drop back as a quarterback, see the big fella, wait for him to get open, hit him, get a nice positive game.
He's going to fire deep. And it's incomplete. Good play downfield by the DB.
Well, this defense was ready for go-balls against this receiver and his speed. He's one of the fastest in the country. They knew this quarterback was going to try to take the top off the defense. That time they couldn't link up, but if you're on defense, just know they're going to try that play again.
This time on target. Ripping off a good chunk inside the 25, and they're set up with a first down. We've got a timeout here late in the first half, and they'll try to get more points on the board before the break. Just a few seconds remaining here as they try to put something up before halftime. Wants to throw on first down. Grabbed in the middle. It's slow. And he cruises his way to the house. Touchdown, Oregon!
Man, that is picture-perfect execution by this offense. That is how you close a half. Chewing up some time, getting in the end zone, a chance to tie this up and feel really good about yourself going into halftime.
Looking for the tie with the extra point. And he tacks on the extra point. A very efficient five-play scoring drive. They're ready to kick it away, and this crowd is buzzing after that last score. From inside the 10, here he comes. Not a lot of space to be found. Good hustle by the coverage team, and they stop him at the 21. One more snap coming before halftime. Looks as if they didn't get it off in time. It'll be a delay of game. That is a completely avoidable penalty. The quarterback just went into brain lock and lost track of the play clock. Defensive back spread all over the field trying to take away the pass. Movement on the offensive line. That's going to be a false Mental errors like that just kill drives. We'll see if they can overcome it. Just enough time to get off one final play of the half. Wants to throw. It's Ncaa. Got the quick pass. And the defense able to get him down, and that should bring us to the end of the half. And that'll do it. Here in the second quarter, halftime has arrived, and we head to the studio. After that latest answer, tied things up, just about set to kick it away again. Coming out with it, it's Whittington. Rolling the dice to bring it out of the end zone did not work out as he stopped at the 13. Has it back, and here comes the offense. First drive of the second half, always fun to watch. You see what type of tweaks were made at the half, especially when you're locked up in a ball game like this one.
Yeah, and it's been a good game. I mean, it's been a little bit of back and forth and a feeling out process. And now once you get in the second half, who's going to get aggressive, Palmer? Who's going to take some shots, try to make some plays, and really go for it?
Yeah, it's interesting. I think as play callers right now, you learn a lot about these coaching staffs with respect to who does make the best adjustments. There's a lot of coaches that believe we're just going to be who we are. We're going to keep doing what we do. We're just going to do it better. But then there are others that tweak things a little bit on offense and on defense. We're going to find out here.
They were able to get the ball to the running back in space, but that space just evaporated.
And great job by the defense, man. It's tough to get those guys on the ground. They're so used to having the football as running backs and making plays and being dynamic. So usually one guy not going to get into the ground. You want many guys swarming to the football, trying to get that elusive guy on the ground.
You sort of get the feeling here in the second half with the game tied. It very easily could come down to which of these two quarterbacks has the football last. Bit of a blown opportunity there on third down with that incompletion. This guy's going to have to lock in for the remainder of the game.
Despite failing earlier on fourth down, they will try again here. Motion from the back. On fourth down, looking for the completion. With the catch, it's Moore. And it is a good idea to gang tackle. First guy couldn't get him, second guy finally did. And the Ducks have it with a 1st and 10. Use the play fake, down a throw. Fires to the big fella. And he surges up to the 36-yard line, and they'll move the chain. Really good job working through his progression. You get it to him quickly, and the big tight end has a chance to run a little.
And a really good job by the QB throwing an accurate throw. I got to hit those guys on the move, on the run, so they can do this. They can catch the football, get upfield, and chew up some extra yards.
Unfortunate with that incompletion. The quarterback and his intended target not on the same page.
Man, what a finish we could have. Tie game, third quarter here, 2nd and 10. Catch in the middle, it's Moore. And a good job of coverage by that defense, just a short pickup.
That's a good job by the drag route there, understanding its zone coverage. So instead of continuing to run across the field, he settles down into an open spot, making it easy for his quarterback.
That pass is well off target. He got hit as he was trying to throw, and they can't convert on third down.
You knew this first possession of the second half. It goes a long way deciding who's going to win this football game. It's tied, but this defense comes out. Great job setting up a 3rd and long, getting a stop, getting the ball right back to their offense to create some early momentum.
And he's sacked. A big play on 4th down to stop this drive.
That's a gutsy call. And I know the analytics world says to go for it more often, but when you're in your own territory and now you turn the football over to the other team, points are so much easier to get. Obviously, I know, Jesse, it didn't take a color commentator to figure that out.
Okay, here comes the Ohio State offense onto the field. The give to the running back from the shotgun. Defense there to make the stop after a pickup of 2 to the 30. And
the defense doing a great job committing to the run. When you commit to the run like this, obviously you can give up some plays in the passing game, but you got to stop the run first.
After the 3-yard pickup, they come to the line, 2nd and 7. Leaves it with the back. Look out, he's got room. Big pickup on the ground here to keep this drive moving and give them a first down.
And running backs are so good, so talented, so elusive. You see nowadays they really have the ability to make you miss, run you over. Unbelievable effort. Nice job. You keep that going, it's going to be hard to stop.
Down to the 16-yard line. It's 1st and 10. Second half.
Quarterback's abilities to read the field is huge, and also the anticipation, the timing. To be able to throw the football, Jesse, and hit a guy in stride so he can get run after the catch and get in the end zone, that was a nice job by the quarterback.
Yeah, it's critical, David. Listen, a lot of times touchdown passes aren't thrown into the end zone. You've got to read the coverage, hit the open guy, and let him do the rest.
Bringing it out. And the returner goes down. The Ducks ready to go back to work on offense. They'll try to answer that last score with one of their own. A chance here to tie the game with a touchdown drive. And the defense holds firm. No pickup at all on that play. Got stuffed on first down. It's 2nd and 10. Looking to fire. Got it in the middle. It's low. And it'll be a pickup of 9. They're facing a 3rd and 1. They'll try to pick it up on the ground. All down, but he has enough to move the chains. Ducks want to move quickly.
Really good job running the ball, getting that first down. Now, here comes the tempo.
The throw to the outside is complete. Dashing the knee on the right. Ripping through the defense. A huge gain on that one before he ran out of bounds, and he has the first down. They march to the red zone, and here they go. They're working that left side. They'll get it down to the 8-yard line on that throw and catch, and the defense is backed up against the wall. Moore will throw. Quickly complete. Defense is there to make the stop, and he's got the first down, and they'll have it 1st and goal at the 6.
That's tough for the defense. The tight end's just so big and physical, and it's hard to drag him down. He only needed a few yards to get that first down. Defense will have to do a better job next time.
They'll keep it on the ground for 1st and goal. He is going nowhere. Stop at the line of scrimmage. Can the defense stop them again on 2nd and goal? Play action. Fires into the end zone. Touchdown, Ducks! Grab the short pass to put the 6 on the board. This game must be moving so slowly for this quarterback. He sees everything 2 or 3 beats ahead.
Way ahead. I mean, it's been really, really easy. I better get some more hits on him. I better do something to make him feel uncomfortable. Because right now, it's just like, oh, you're running that? Yeah, that's easy. I mean, he's already read your mail. You better change the address and do something different.
And he tacks on the extra point. Kickoff unit is out there again, and this crowd is feeling themselves after that last drive. From inside his own 10, he'll try to help out their field position. He was hoping for something a little more dynamic, but they get him on the ground at the 20. strike complete. And just a short, safe pass play. They pick up a few. Oh, they dial up on second and a long way to go. Back to pass. Rushes on him. And the quarterback is knocked down back at the 13. What a ride. It's been through the first 3 quarters of this game. We are all tied up. Let's check out some stats. This is when winning plays are made, and we start right now in the 4th. With the break, they had a little extra time to dial something up this 3rd down play. Looking downfield, and he needs a bunch. And this is going to be intercepted. A big play in a tie game. Taking it the other way. Touchdown, Oregon. How about this defense taking one back to the house?
What a play by this defense. The offense going in to take the lead. No. Flip the script. The big pick 6. Now you're leading in this ball game. What a play by the D.
The extra point is good, and now in the 4th, they're up by a touchdown and an extra point. Kickoff unit on the field, and this defense will be called on to protect this lead. He'll bring it out. It's Tate. Nice job by the kickoff team. Everybody stayed in their lanes, and they'll stop him at the 16. Here comes the Ohio State offense onto the field. This certainly hasn't been their best day, but there's no time for mistakes now. They have to execute if they want to snatch this thing from the fire. He kept those legs moving, got 3 out to the 19.
Man, it's really hard to control the running game if you don't control the line of scrimmage. And how about the defensive line doing a great job attacking those guys up front, not open up lanes to run through. Nice job just nullifying that run altogether.
Right after a 10-yard gain. The Buckeyes want to crank the tempo.
And as soon as the receiver
Rolls one deep down the left side. And that will be incomplete. Man, that would have been a big hitter if they could have done it, but 2nd down coming. Well, the defense didn't get caught napping there. In this situation, you know they have to stay alert for the deep ball.
Yeah, so what defense am I going to call? I'm going to keep some DBs back deep. I'm going to keep my safety a little bit deeper. Understanding they're down. I'm going to have to attack down the field. I'm going to stick to my passing sets, my nickels, my dimes.
The quarterback jumped back and missed it. Incomplete.
How nice is it to have the home crowd going absolutely bananas? Communication is harder. The snapping the football, everybody being on time. Man, this crowd really affecting the football game.
The power of Autzen Stadium on full display. The house of loud is deafening on this 3rd down. Looking to throw again. That pass not close as he got drilled trying to deliver it, and it'll bring up 4th down.
and the quarterback gets hit again. We already know this defense has gotten home to him multiple times in this game. So here you are, you're trailing in the game. Defense knows you're going to throw it. They're pinning their ears back. You can't feel very confident right now. If you're the play caller, certainly if you're the quarterback, you're going to have time to throw.
Looking to the big tight end. Big man has it. It's a 1st down and more. Wide open spaces. And he'll run it into the end zone. Touchdown, Buckeyes.
And back in the day, you used to line up and your tight end was a blocker and you threw it to him short. Now, these guys are being so dynamic in space and so athletic. Now they can make big, huge plays for your offense and put points on the board in a hurry.
And that extra point was good, and we are deadlocked here in the 4th. So that scoring drive took only 6 plays. And they finished with a bang, a 71-yard scoring strike. He'll start the return inside his 5. Didn't find any crease in that kickoff coverage, and he'll be stopped at the 17. Has it back, and here comes the offense. They cashed in on a short field last time they had it, and now they'll go to work from their own end. Here's a heat. And the physical play there forces the incompletion on first down.
Looked like the offense had a chance for a big play there, but the running back just could not reel that ball in.
Second and long. Moore to the air. Shoots it to the left. Oh, and it's picked off. This could be huge in a tie game. He managed a few yards on that return, but the bigger play was the fact that they forced the turnover. Buckeyes roll that offense back out there. They reeled off a long touchdown drive the last time they had a much better field position this time around. First play of the drive wants to throw. Unloads it left. And they're not quite in rhythm there. It's incomplete.
Yeah, I don't know if the quarterback got confused on first down. He might have thought the defense was going to be in man coverage that time, but they were in zone. They fooled him and just didn't seem like he had his eyes in the right place, was forcing that ball to his intended target. The window way too small. The guy was not open, so that didn't have that chance to be complete.
After the incompletion, back to the passing game. Throws to the wideout. Nice defensive play to get a hand in there and knock it away.
I love defenses that can mix it up between man and zone, and I love the vision right here by the quarterback. Seeing the quarterback the whole way. Breaking on the football when that hand separates from the other hand. Nice job getting the deflection. Nice vision by that quarterback.
Another incompletion on third down.
Every defense in the country talks about getting offenses in predictable third and long situations where I can bring on more speedsters and I know the pass is coming so I can have more success.
They're throwing for it on fourth down. And this will be picked off. A costly turnover in a tie game. He'll be stopped, but not before getting the football and picking up big yardage on the return. What a play there. The Ducks ready to go back to work on offense. Defense made a play with that interception to set them up. Now to see if they can cash it in. On the move, he fires. And it's intercepted. Oh, what a big play in a tie game. The pressure was rising, drama just encapsulating this entire stadium, and the defense comes up with that pick.
Yeah, so the quarterback, he's got to be able to handle this situation. Obviously, everything gets elevated. Everything has to happen a split second sooner. You feel the crowd noise. You can feel the energy, but you've got to keep it poised. And you just wonder in this juncture of the game if the quarterback's starting to lose his cool.
And offenses nowadays, they're really just counting numbers. How many guys do you have out wide? How many guys do I have out wide? If I have enough guys to block your guys, privilege is built into the offense. Pitch, catch, let me get a few yards.
Motion from the wideout. To the air, it's Ncaa. Good timing on the quick out. Just what this offense was looking for. Sets him up at the 26 for the first down.
Offenses love the explosive plays through the air, pushing the ball down the field. And look at this. Sometimes it creates some momentum, and you want to capitalize. So you go get on the ball and get ready to run some no-huddle.
It's all tied up. This offensive line, they want the pressure. They want everything to go through them here. They're saying, look, let's just run the ball. Let's get this thing down closer and closer to the goal line. Let's bleed some clock and put ourselves in position to win.
Off the play fake. Fires to the middle. And this is going to be intercepted. A big play in a tie game. And he's wrapped up after a solid return on the pick. The defense was looking for a huge play in this tie game, and they have just given their team a great opportunity.
I think, Reese, at this point of the game, tied late, it's going to come down to who can make the most plays. The defense comes up with a massive play, creating that turnover. Outstanding job by the D. All 11 guys being on the same page, now putting their offense in great position.
The clock stops as we have reached the final 2 minutes of the game. The Ducks with a second and short to keep this drive moving. Wants to go up top. Pulls it in. It's Whittington. Makes the grab, and it's enough for the first down before he's dragged to the ground. Clock is still running, and they have to get everybody lined up. Moore will throw. Caught over the middle. It's Whittington. And a good job in coverage there as they stop it after just a few.
And I think the defense doing a really good job of understanding this is late in the game. It matters. Taking away the sidelines, taking away the middle of the field, making him kind of check the football down, go through his progressions, and make that clock tick.
Makes that one pay off, and they finally get him down at the 38. It'll be first down. Clock stops momentarily for the first down. They'll hurry to the line. He wants to throw it again. Quickly to the tight end. And how about the efficiency on that one? It'll bring up 2nd and 4. Just a quick rhythm throw there and really good use of the tight end.
Yeah, good use of the big fella. I mean, go through your progressions real quick. You can't find anything. Get the easy gain. Don't take a shot down the field all the time. Take those shots later, but take those easy, wide-open opportunities to get some positive chunks.
Fires to the tight end. And good coverage by the defense, just a short gain. They're at their fastest tempo trying to get off this third down play. Drives the back and leaves it on the option. Just outside the red zone as they pick up the first down. They'll spot it at the 22.
And this running back right now is sending a very clear message. He doesn't want to just be known as a guy that can run around you or run away from you. He wants you to know he can lower the shoulder and get those tough yards if need be.
Nice job by this defense. You go dime package. Why? Because you know the offense is going to throw the football. Great job matching up. More skilled players on more skilled players. More speed on the field to defend the pass.
Plenty of distance between them and the sticks here on 2nd down. Deep shot for the end zone. Touchdown, Ducks! And in the final moments, they've taken the lead.
Late in the game, as a coach, you're trying to find something that will work. And how about the big fella, the tight end, comes up huge. You needed a play, you found him, and he delivered.
They'll try to add another to their lead. The extra point is good, and now in the 4th, they're up by a touchdown and an extra point. They put together a 74-yard touchdown drive. Kickoff unit on the field, and this defense will be called on to protect this lead. He'll take a knee. It's a touchback save every second he can as they try to put together this final drive. They'll put this one in play. First snap of the drive from the 25. Side. Really nice job to squirt his way up to the 31-yard line. Quick timeout call by the offense after the play, trying to preserve every minute possible. No time to waste here. They've got to get set and pick up chunk yardage. Looking to pass. It's Ncaa. A deep throw as the clock winds down. And that is his 5th interception. A nightmare he is not waking up from. Good gain on the return, and this defense has set them up with a big play. And Oregon has it back, and here comes the offense. One possession game, getting late, first order of business, just take care of the football.
So they call this situation 4-minute offense, where you're trying to run the football and throw high percentage passes to maintain possession and bleed the clock. This is a very difficult point of the game to execute at a high level, though.
Yeah, and listen, what you understand as an offense is if I get 1 or 2 first downs, this ball game's over. And that's your sole objective. Not scoring, take care of the football, get a few first downs, walk out with the W.
Quick completion on the out. And he was fortunate not to lose yardage on that play, able to wedge it back to the line of scrimmage. Timeout called by the defense, and the clock is stopped with 18 seconds left. And the Ducks come to the line on 3rd and short, looking to keep this drive moving. From the gun, he'll try to throw for it on 3rd down. Snagged in the middle, it's Moore. Timeout called by the defense, and 15 seconds to go in this one. The Ducks will line it up on 1st and 10. Looking to throw on 1st down. A strike downfield. And he gets it into the end zone for a touchdown, a gut punch to this defense, and probably a knockout punch.
And they say play to the final whistle. This offense took it to heart. Scoring late, maybe they could have wasted the clock. They made no doubt about it. This one's over.
And the extra point is true, and they have a 2-touchdown lead, up 14 in the 4th. Quick work on that scoring drive, just 4 plays. And they covered the final 29 yards with that touchdown pass. They're set to kick it off. And you think this crowd's going to get loud when their defense comes on the field? And it'll be a touchback. The ball will come out to the 25-yard line. The drive starts from their own 25-yard line. Back to throw, it's Ncaa. He's taking a deep shot late in the game. And he throws another interception. Got room on the return. He's at the 40. He scampers out of bounds right at the 19-yard line, and man, are they set up. I know both of these teams were ranked, guys, but it really seemed as if they weren't on the same level in this game.
I think that was a pretty good statement game for these guys. I mean, you're ranked higher, you're more talented. A lot of people point to this game, possible upset, 2 really good teams. Jesse, they made it clear. There's only one really good team. It was them. They were the favorite, and they just made a point of it.
You're right. Not all ranked teams are created equal. One of these teams is a college football playoff contender. The other simply is not. And that demonstrated itself today. The higher-ranked team is a team with national championship aspirations. They've got so much talent. They look good today.
That will put the wrap on things from here. For David Pollack and Jesse Palmer, I'm Reese Davis. You've been watching another presentation of EA Sports College Football.